yo, Inca, you want to come out here? See, I'm a professional PokeTuber. They don't ever tell you that part. Listen, man. This is PPL NX Stage 2, Round 2 of playoffs. We got a bye. I guess there wasn't enough people who went 2 and 3 of some sort. We're in the bronze bracket. We fight Eli. I think you guys might remember we fought him in Stage 1 with that Iron Defense body press like Iron Hands. Really dope guy. I think he moved on. I don't remember who he beat, but he moved on and now he's here. I forgot his team name. I'll remember when the battle happened. Don't worry, you guys get it. Listen, I'm guessing we want to try and win. I always try to keep things as competitive as I can. Eli has a very nasty team. Going over what we still have, we have Palafin, Chiyu, Zapdos, King Gambit, Ursaluna, Mew, Umbreon, Chestnut, Pheasantipity, and Orthworm, while they have Dragapult, Chiyu, Glowking, Anemoris, Incarnate, I believe, Tinkaton, Iron Boulder, Arboliva, Dondozo, Sandy Shocks, and Cramorant. Right off the dome, we both have Chiyu, and we both have a Grass type and a Fairy type that can Terra, which, you know, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I have 1 nickel so far. Regardless, this could be top 6. Out of those 6 that would not come, I can definitely see Tinkaton or Glowking taking a bench seat. Glowking mostly because we have the assorted Ursaluna, King Gambit, Umbreon, and the Chiyu. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with that. It could still show up. It's still fine. I think if you had to pick a bottom 4 member down there, you're picking Dondozo or Sandy Shocks. Sandy Shocks' speed tier is literally 1 above my fastest Mons, so why wouldn't you want to bring it, I guess, in a way, but also it could do some decent work here unless it has to fight Ursaluna, which, I mean, then you're kind of SOL. And I guess if you have to fight Chestnut and I bring it for some reason, then you're very SOL, because a lot of the moves it gets do not super effectively hit us, so that's pretty good, but it's still a really powerful Mon. Arboliva is cool, but it really has to Terra this week in order to really make use of its usefulness. And Cramorant's Cramorant. If it shows up, it shows up. You know what I mean? So Dragapult, Chiyu, Glowking, Anemoris, Tinkaton, Iron Boulder, and then like Dondozo and Sandy Shocks, I guess. On our side, we obviously can't bring Orthworm or Chestnut. Just not good here. I've heavily considered Pheasantipity while I've been recording this and when I was building this, so trust and believe, I tell you what, it could still show up. And based on the fact that my filter isn't on to where it covers the top portion, believe me, I'm as professional as they come. So Pheasantipity is really decent here. Poison and Fairy is really good in this team. The issue that I always have is Chiyu, and also just in general, looking at his team, while it is really decently defensively, offensively too, it's a weird combination of the Sandy Shock show up and say that 3 times fast. And is Tinkaton going to be like Terra Ground or something, you know what I mean? So I've had my ideas, and it's definitely the 6th, 7th Mon, really. It's tied with Ursaluna, which is not coming, but it could. Mostly because I feel like Ursaluna, while it is really good, once again, the buck ends with Chiyu, so you kind of get fucked over. And then also for Ursaluna's sanity, there's a Dondozo, there's an Arboliva. It definitely doesn't want to be here too much, but it definitely can. It stands to reason that the Mon's really good, so you never know with these things. Anywho, let's take away this tab and show you my team. Alright, this is the first time you really get to see my browser open like this. You know I'm professional because I'm not even logged in. We have Chiyu, Troy Scarf. Pretty sure with this team, we need this a lot. They could also, they don't need to run Troy Scarf because our team is slow, but we do. Since it's a Dragapult, and we hit everything for decent damage with Dark Pulse and Flamethrower. Overheat is just because if I wanted to like guarantee a kill on something, I guess I could go with it. Ruination is mostly throw them off the scent, obviously. Not really much to talk about in this set. It's just a really good special attacker and does its job really, really well this week if things are setting up or boost your speed. Dolph Kent, really good Mon this week. Assault Vest, a Wave Crash, Drain Punch, Jet Punch, and Throat Chop. Basically, in front of a Chiyu, we eat 3 modest life orb flamethrowers, which realistically means we can eat probably 2 or 3, probably 2 flamethrowers that are choice specs modest. At the end of the day, we don't want to do that, but we threaten it enough with Jet Punch to where Dondozo or Tingaton or even Glow King are coming in. Drain Punch is mostly there for the Dondozo just to get back as much HP as possible. Wave Crash is there to get off as much damage as possible. And in general, this isn't our technical first switch in, but it is one of our switch ins to that monster that is Chi-Yu. Obviously, Chi-Yu could just not show up, and that would actually be the bomb.com, but we do a lot of good damage with this. Overall, the Spadef is really good for things like the Enamorus and also just special Dragapult and sometimes Arboliva, not all the time Arboliva. Hero King Marth is here with the Rossberry. If you know, I have tried this trick once before and lost pretty bad, honestly, and got burned literally for it. But we've perfected the craft, and I hit him with the I understand it now, no lethal. Call Sucker Punch Iron hit Thunder Wave. We have Thunder Wave mostly because, well, we are Spadef enough for like an Earth Power from Enamorus. If it is Super Power, then GG's, we lose our King Gambit. But in the event that it's special, we T-Wave it all the time. We can T-Wave a lot of this team. We T-Wave things like Glow King, which would actually be really good for, stopping it from going for Chilly Reception and other moves. Stopping things I want to set up in our face because they believe we're switching out. Chi-Yu, Dragapult, well, not even Dragapult, mostly Chi-Yu, and I guess Iron Boulder to some extent will just die. I'm not really sure what else to do with King Gambit this week. This was the best set I thought of. It was my favorite set to think of because it's super simple and straight to the damn point. Spadef is also good for things like Arboliva and technically Sandy Shocks if it's not booster special attack, but more about that at 11, I guess. Thunder is really good just because in general this team doesn't have electric type and would hate to get paralyzed. Its electric type being Sandy Shocks is electric ground. In quotations, I still don't think that thing's coming, but it could. So that's why I say they don't have an electric type. Speaking of electrics, Glapdos, Tritty Berry, Volt Switch, Heat Wave, Hurricane Roost. Mighty Cleave is really, I think that's the name of it. I'm so old and decrepit, hashtag in my late 20s. That I forget these move names, honestly. Leave a like if you relate. Mighty Cleave hurts like a bitch. I don't think we'll live. I did not calc for that. This was mostly for Power Gem, Sandy Shocks. If we live, we get off a Volt Switch, and then we can go into something else. Realistically, offensive Zapdos is really, really good here. A lot of this team was basically, Cherry gave me some Spark Notes, and I kind of just built. And he said offensive Zapdos, and I kind of was iffy about that, but then I was like, well, we hit everything we need to, and we get off good damage against everything, so that's the really important part. And there's a Dondozo running around, so we need this. Roost, just for longevity purposes, we could do something about the speed since we don't technically need all 100 of that speed since Chi-Yu, hell, we're not staying in front of that thing, and Tinkaton's not running speed, so we could technically run speed for no speed Tinkaton. Which I might change up, so if you don't hear about it and you get it, it's late, okay? My brain is functioning at half pace. Shut up. I love doing these team builders, and then my battles are all uppity buppity and with a happier tone to them because it's a really good tonal shift. Regardless, offensive Zapdos, Tritty Berry, Walmart, Mutual. As I said, Cherry gave me some really good Spark Notes, and he said Hazard Stacking was really good. So I mean, I trust him. He's a winner, and as am I, as I try to keep it going. Spike, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, and Super Fang. Since Dragon Ball would obviously come in on the Super Fang, we have Thunder Wave, and best believe that is our best way to do something to that thing. If it is sub, well, GG's, my man. I will just give it to you. I mean, I have mons for that, but like, I will give it to you realistically. I couldn't think of anything else. I was trying to do like Nightshade or some other shit. It can't get Ruination, which, you know, sad emoji. If I think of another move that does exactly 50% that I am not thinking of right now, you will see it instead of Super Fang. That's what I'm saying. I just have the memory when it's really late at night of a bird, and it's very bad. So, mixed defensive realistically for Iron Boulder because that Bond is still a threat. Regardless of how you feel. Mew's kind of an interesting one because the top 2 threats on this team threaten it pretty much immediately. But with enough of our investment, we can take a Dragon Ball hit. We cannot take a Chi-Yu hit. I know that off the dome, which is why we have so much for it. But everything else is kind of whatever. We're pretty good. We're pretty good for this, with this mod at least. And we got Kenny, pretty standard Terra Water, Umbreon, Toxic Wish, Protect, Baton Pass, Spadef for that Chi-Yu. Where 3 are killed by Flamethrower as a Dark type, and 3 hit by Dark Pulse as a Water type. So that's pretty good. Outside of that, Toxic's really good into the Dondozo. I think Tinkaton would be the first switch in they would make, and then they try to taunt us or put up rocks or do some third thing. So we could technically protect in front of that and then pivot out. I don't want to allow up rocks, I guess, because I'm not running boots on Zapdos, and we could, based on my analysis of my own set, but we'll see how I'm feeling. I definitely think that this Mon has not limited potential, but if I don't run Protect, then I'm running a Dark move, and I'm kind of not wanting to run Foul Play, so I could run Snarl. Shout out to my man Keyshawn. We could do that, but we'll see what I'm thinking of. It's late at night, and I built this team hours ago, and then I made some changes to it because the first team was something. There was a Banded Pheasantipity on that first version of that team, and trust and believe, if you ever want to see me go unhinged with my builds, leave a comment down below. Trust and believe, this isn't even close. It's not even touching what I could really do if I just let go of reality. That's gonna do it though. Thank you for watching, and let's get into the battle against Eli and their abominable Darmanitans, I want to say, but we'll see. My slightly hinged form decided to make some changes real quick because I am a man of my word and I like to make changes when I am more sane. We did this with Zapdos, made it boots, it was static, 24 speed for Tinkaton trying to creep us, and then Mutual gained Nightshade because it hits everything besides the Arboliva, and honestly it's probably going to be the amount that Terras if it shows up, so we're just going to go with Nightshade. And then we went Foul Play instead of Protect just because it feels like, you know, he's probably going to be expecting Protect a lot of the time. We can Baton Pass out or we can just hard pivot. It really doesn't matter. Wish passing is really easy here. And that's really it on this team. I just want to come back on here and say that, like, tired, deprived Avery definitely explained himself a little bit poorly, but it's all good. I sound the same unless you know, you know. But yeah, that's the team. Back at it to the video so we can go fight Eli, by the way. Alright, we're going to get started against Eli and their abominable Darmanitans. Let's see what we can get ourselves into. They brought Terra Water, Arboliva, and Terra Steel, apparently Tinkaton, which tells me the rest of their team, they have no Chi-Yu, but they have Sandy Shocks, Iron Boulder, Namorous, and Dragapult, so no Galarian, Slowking, which, I mean, we kind of expected it not to be here. Just typing in my other chat for Terras and Steel Tinkaton. Alright. So this is really good. We don't see, obviously we weren't expecting Cramorant, but that would have been funny. We see an Amorous. We don't see Chi-Yu or Slowking or Dondozo. But we see everything else. So that's really good. Let's see. Alright. So their lead could definitely be Sandy Shocks or Tinkaton in this case. King Gambit looks even funnier this game. Palafin also looks really decent here. I'm very interested to lead off with Choice Scarf Chi-Yu right now. And no, don't worry, you're not getting face cam for this. I'm sorry. I look like a fucking mess. We're actually gonna lead off with Mew and call it there. Offensively, Zapdos still looks really good into this team, especially Terra Water or Arboliva, so that's really good. So, judge up to Eli. Let's have a good one, man. Let's have a good one. All right. PPL NX Stage 2, Round 2. We're trying to keep it going, maybe become the bronze champ for this round. But if we don't, it's all good. We still got to give it everything we got, no matter how I feel, no matter how it goes. Captain Hook, that is the Sandy Shocks. We could have expected that. Who couldn't have? All right. Are they also going for hazard stacking? I don't know. But given their team construction, it seems like we're going to need rocks for one mon. So and back at it like we never left. We still do the same leads as Sandy Shocks comes in, and we have Mew. I was discussing whether or not we're going to set up rocks or not. I think we're doing spikes first, and then we'll do rocks. I think I just mentioned that they only have one real flyer, and everything else is definitely affected by spikes. So that's what we're going to go with. Well, it is a hazarding affair. Neither of us have spinners, so we're going to play this real funny like. That means we could also put up rocks. And I mean, with Boots, Zapdos, if they have rocks, that's over whatever. But everything else on my team is kind of fucked up in that way. But we'll see. Are we going to go hazard stack for hazard stack? Let's see it. Bando Kazooie, let's see it. You could Volt Switch here and get into another mon, which I'm not really like too pressed about on Mew. At least if it's not Dragapult. If it's Dragapult, then fuck me. But we'll see. I could start using my little like, there are these like, not VTubers, but they call them like Fuji things that like pop up and only react when you speak. That'd be really dope. Okay, Arboliva's here. Are we seeing spikes? Not spikes, what am I saying? Are we seeing Lead Seed? I don't know. Well, if it Terra is like a Nightshade, it says good. Does Arboliva get setup moves? Because I really don't know what this mon does. I, for the life of me, just think it's pretty offensive. And it's like it's a Harvest Merchant. Seed Sower is really good. Doesn't get Calm Mind. It gets Leech Seed, though. Doesn't get Nasty Bug. It gets Strength Sap, though. We could probably throw up rocks. We could T-Wave it, but I'm just going to throw up rocks for now. They're going to opt to Terra now. So that's interesting. I guess I could have gone into Palafin there. Or done something different. I don't know. If they Leech you, they Leech you. Like, I ain't got nothing for that. We're putting up rocks for sure. And then we get up a third layer of spikes. Now, that being said, we'll see what they opt to do this turn. Because if Namorous is not Boots, then we're in a really good position. What does it decide to do? Besides the Leech Seed, yeah, I kind of expected this. Okay. I'm not too concerned, albeit it's annoying. It's very annoying, actually. But Mew's leftovers and also is just really good here, so it's not really like I care. 50 HP off the dome isn't that bad. Arboliva has this. Would it be more of a physically defensive set, or would it be something different? I don't know. Well, we'll see. It's definitely Terra Water. Could have Sub, which would actually be the worst thing in the world for my team, especially. I could T-Wave it here. I could T-Wave in general. Looking at the rest of this team, it's only Sandy Shocks. I think a third layer of spikes is needed, though. There we go. Get 3 off. We're going to see what they opt to do. If they're Sub, then very much like fuck me, but, you know, it is what it is. They're just going to Giga Drain. They do another 100 off. So we'll probably pivot out. Chiyo's a fine switch in for this. Not like we're going to be doing anything particularly well versus this when we stay here. Because all we have is Nightshade. What do we have? Chiyo. Terra Water. Yeah, Dark Pulse isn't doing a whole lot. It has a chance to do a KO if it's like max HP. But we can go into Marth and just start hitting the shit out of it. We can also go into Zapdos. Zapdos is probably going to be our best decision here. Just because looking at this mon, we want to do that here. And then it's Sandy Shocks, I want to say. Comes in after. It's going to Leech Seed here again, which makes sense. Nobody denies that. On 3 layers of spikes and rocks. Hurricane has a chance to 2-hit KO. We'll Heat Wave. Definitely 2-hit KOs. I'm going to go into Dolph Kent since they should be switching out. And then I'll repivot again. Yep, Captain Hook comes back in. And we get another DC, bro? Come on. Okay, so we disconnected twice. Eli's in the middle of a storm. I'm not finna get disconnected too many more times, so we're on SD. We're leading the same things, doing the same shit. You know what it is, man. Let's get it. Alright, so we let off with Mew, they let off with Sandy Shocks. We both put up a thing of spikes because why the fuck not? They do end up switching out here into the Arboliva. And then I go for another layer of spikes. I then go for my rocks here as they go for Leech Seed. And then they go for Giga Drain as I go for, let me just make sure, yeah, that's percentage. We'll go for spikes again. We get up all 3 layers as they go for Giga Drain. And they get off more damage on us, which is pretty much where we're about at. We're going to go into Zapdos as they go for a Leech Seed here. Okay, now that we're back here, I was calculating to see whether or not Sandy Shocks died to Jet Punch. It doesn't. So that means they're probably going to switch out again. I could Drain Punch here. There's a lot of things I could do here. With their Volt Switching abilities, just checking because we are Assault Vest this week. It does 152 to 182 max. Drain Punch into Arboliva is going to do a little bit, but not a lot. We could technically Wave Crash. I don't think that's a good idea here. Our best idea is to Drain Punch, if I'm being honest. Get back whatever HP we lost to the Sandy Shocks. So that's what I'm going to do. See Thunderbolt pop out. We get Parod. We do get off the Drain Punch, though, which is a crit. Which is surprising. But not too surprising, honestly. Jet Punch does not kill, unfortunately. So we are going to go ahead and switch back out into something else. I think it would be advisable to go into King Gambit and then Sucker Punch. But let me just calc here. King Gambit would have the better shot of killing this. And I feel like if they want to switch out, they can. But also, I don't really need Dolph Kent here. So I think I'm just going to Jet Punch. I think Jet Punching is a fine move here. Yep, 39. They're going to Thunderbolt again and kill us. That makes sense. They can no longer switch out, which is very important because the hazards are up. So we can go into Chi-Yu and just start hitting off Dark Pulses, honestly. That will cause Arboliva to come in, but if Arboliva comes in, it'll die in 2. Enamorus or the Tinkaton could come in afterwards, I guess, but I'm going to handle it. So I'm just going to make sure I put down that Shocks killed our Palafin. See, not wanting to get Arboliva hurt, they decided not to switch out there. I could have flamethrowered, I could have done a lot of things. But now that they saw that, they know we're definitely Scarf of some sort, so they probably go into Enamorus here. Or Tinkaton, either one. So we got a lot of damage into that, which is really good. We can go into Marth here. Far from what I understand, I don't think Tinkaton gets anything to my knowledge that it shouldn't. Just making sure to re-up my calc here. Hope everything's playing on your end, because I have these on separate monitors for good reason. Yeah, we could probably go into the King Gambit here. If it has, I guess, Brick Break, it'll do a chunk. It might kill, I guess. I don't know. But it's not going to do much, so we're going to go into Marth. Okay, so they do have Brick Break. That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense for 2 reasons, but okay, that makes sense. We can go back into Zapdos, honestly, and Roost. Yeah, because nothing, it wants to go into Arboliva, but you can't because then you get Heat Waved. I'm going to Volt Switch here. Knowing that to be the case, it could have Ice Hammer. I guess Marth is kind of dead now. I'm going to Kenny. I guess I should have roosted. Alright, I'm going to go into Mew. Ice Hammer does unfortunately miss, which is just unfortunate. So we get off a Thunder Wave here, honestly. And then we'll knock off kill, maybe? Sorry if my screen is frozen, but sorry. Had something else up. It was my Discord and my friend pinged me. We could Nightshade here. We could also T-Wave, whatever wants to come in. So we're going to T-Wave. Oh, amazing work, brother. Hell yeah. We missed. Just both our lucks here, I suppose. We can Nightshade. We can Thunderwave. We should just Thunderwave, honestly, because look at this team. We should just pivot out because this Mon is definitely actually kind of nasty here. We're going to go in King Gambit. Take the Leech Seed. I feel like Kowtow Cleave is fine here. We also have T-Wave on this too. I'm gonna T-Wave it. Fuck it, why not? Because in the event that you pivot out into Tinkaton expecting Kowtow Cleave, because I would never Iron Head here, or even an Amorous, I get off a really nice hit. There we go. We'll Kowtow Cleave this and get some damage off. We could also Iron Head to keep it flinched, but I'm gonna Kowtow Cleave. 36. We died a Helmet, and Seed Sower goes up. They were going to Elite Seed again. Interesting. Okay. So we could Hurricane here, realistically. Given that Tinkaton Ice Hammer there and everything, I don't know, and its moveset, I don't know if it's, I don't think it can come back in on this. Maybe it could, I don't know. Volt Switch probably does a chunk. We could Roost here. I'm going to Volt Switch. Yeah, they're going to go into Tinkaton. Do they die to rocks? No, we get the kill, which is really good. Notating right now. So King Gambit died to Helmet on Arboliva. And then Tinkaton just died. We got the kill with Zapdos. Okay. This is a very interesting position to be in, but this just leads me to believe we can go into Kenny. Unfortunately, since we did go for the paralysis, we can't Toxic that anymore. We could Wish get into Mew. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so Arboliva comes back in. I don't think Foul Play's ever killing this in any sense of the imagination, but we are going to calc that just in case. So this is physically defensive as shit. I'm pretty sure. If I wish, and if I Baton Pass, basically it carries over the Elite Seed, I'm pretty sure, so that's not good. I'm going to Foul Play. 13. No, oh, Paralysis, nice. They go back up to 14. This is still a chance to kill, so we're going to go for it. No kill. Paralysis? No Paralysis. Strength Sap, though. Okay. That makes sense. We'll Baton Pass. Because an Amorous can come in here. They'll go into you. Yep, Paralysis. Nice. Hurricane will not kill this. Volt Switch should. Because we're majorly offensive here. Terra Water, because I forgot to reset my calc. Yeah, Volt Switch will kill. Hurricane has a chance of killing, and I could do that, but I'm going to Volt Switch. Boulder comes in. It is the... no booster. Get up the Volt Switch, do 35. We can go into Mew here. We could also go into Chi-Yu, but I want to kind of see if he's a little slimy guy here. Going to Kenny. We're gonna Foul Play. Or I mean, we could Wish. Yeah, we're gonna Foul Play. Let me think. So we hit 35 on that. Does this get Sacred Sword to my knowledge? I don't know. That's a great question. 'Cause I actually don't know. It gets Close Combat. So we should Terra here. I'm pretty sure close combat will kill us no matter what, because we are spedef as shit. Let me see. 65.9. God damn, 260 off the dome? We're at 334. Yeah, we should probably Terra there. And then we can go for foul play. Mighty Cleave, 41. Get off the foul play. Kill Iron Boulder with this, which is basically what we were trying to accomplish. This feels like an Arboliva endgame, and I really don't like that. Or not Arboliva, and Namarus endgame. Oh, Dragapult too, I guess. Umbreon kills this. What does this want to do? I'm gonna wait. Ooh, well, let me check something. Cause we're at 51%. If he's choice specs on our Terra Water, Draco Meteor doesn't kill, 193 at most. We're at 198. And that's specs Timid. We could foul play here, get rid of this, and then it's up to an Namarus really, which, I mean, well, actually, no. We should be relatively fine. Because Arboliva, let me just calc this for everybody. Let me make sure I have this understood. And Namarus, no, sorry, Arboliva. Arboliva, we'll say it's Fizz Def as fuck. Terra Water. Does not want to take 2 flamethrowers after hazards. And then Trashapult, I mean, we're going to foul play. Because we should. Cobra Berry. Yeah, you die through that because you de-danced. I got another kill with Umbreon. Let's go. Arboliva comes in. Hazards. You know what it is. We're going to Wish. It should just Strength Sap. We have no reason. I thought it would go for a Giga Drain here. We have no reason to touch it, so we're going to Baton Pass into Zapdos. Has Giga Drain. I don't know why I didn't click it. I will Volt Switch here. This should kill. Nice. And then, Namarus, do you die to Chi-Yu? That'd be a really good calculation there. Yeah, you should. Oh, it's Fizz. Oh, like we called it. Okay, cool. Just like how we drew it up in the simulations. Okay. Superpower is not going to do too much. Static probably doesn't proc either, but Volt Switch kills, and we get the W against Eli and their abominable Darmanitan. This was a really good game, I will say that. I definitely wish it could have been on cart, but it is what it is. Knowledge for next time, though. This man built a really, really, really solid team, and a very disgusting team at that, too. I love it. I loved it, actually, because I really did like the Arboliva here. I think that this could have gone better. I don't know if Dragon Dancing on Umbreon was a safe decision, but I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Helmet, Chip, killed... King Ambit. Okay, what am I missing? So Zapdos got 3. I know Zapdos did that. So let me just make sure. I'm gonna replay this for you guys. Don't not rematch it. Jesus. Switch. Instant replay. We're just gonna skip through the turns just to make sure I got everything. I know Umbreon got 2. Chi-Yu got 1. That's where it is. Okay. Chi-Yu killed this. Okay. I was missing a kill. So we take down Eli, and we make it on to semifinals of the bronze bracket, it seems like. GG to him. You know, we'll see how much further we can get this PPL NX thing to go. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out everybody in the PPL down below. And until next time, good night and good luck.